It's Toby.
We all here. Are we all here for N.y.a show 104? Are we all here? Let me get myself off the screen off here. How's everybody? How everybody doing this week as we go through these stories one more time? Again, I appreciate all the support on the previous show because once again, I can't get away from the madness. I can never get away from the madness. Of course, the ones who took off, my brother Brand rocking it. Of course, I'll have the information in the description. If this is where you would prefer to shop, you can get hoodies, shirts, and all different kind of designs. All that you have to do is click the link and find out more information. Now, let's go straight into the stories this week because, of course, I was able to gather up a handful of stories that I thought were worth the time. So let's deep dive into what happened over in Africa, over in Senegal. Let me share my audio. Oh, I think I clicked something by mistake and drop down. Nope. Put this back on the screen. Let's go straight into it. Share now.
Yeah, sure. It's actually fine.
Two buses collided near the town of Kaffrine in central Senegal on Sunday, killing 40 people and injuring scores more, according to President Macky Sall and fire services. Senegalese officials said early investigation suggested that the accident was caused when a bus assigned to the public transport of passengers following the bursting of a tire left its trajectory before colliding head-on with another bus coming in the opposite direction. As a response, the Senegalese leader announced 3 days of national mourning beginning Monday and a government council that will be held to take firm measures on road safety. Road accidents are not uncommon in Senegal, largely because of poor roads, driver indiscipline, and decrepit vehicles. However, this is one of the heaviest death tolls from a single incident in years.
Goddamn. More mess. All right, now as we talk about what happened in Senegal, we must also remember that these guys have the money and it's being played with and tricked with by the ones in power because they don't want to put the money into the infrastructure, which eventually would help with issues like this. This can't even be my first story out of Africa where a motherfucker done went into a sinkhole or some shit like that because the roads are terrible. So it's like, where is all the money going and why can't it put it in? Why can't it be put into place to help make the roads better? Why did I not see any traffic sign? Why did the nigga not see no traffic signs in the footage? In the footage when they were back on the road somewhere, I didn't see not one traffic sign. So that must be improvements had. The thing that I do respect and I do like is that they did offer 3 days of mourning, which in this country, niggas die every day, B. So it's not going to be a 3 days of mourning when a truck collide and all this other stuff. They may talk about it. It may be a big story, but the country itself is not mourning for 3 days for, nobody. I've never even seen them really. When the last president that passed, did they do it for them? We should, only time will tell. But overall, bad, poor business management going on over there. I know the people, doing what the best they can when it comes to transportation. But at the end of the day, if y'all can't get it so that these two buses didn't collide into each other and over 40 people die, it's complete infrastructure problems that got to be solved in the country. So there's no way around that scenario there. So that's what I have to say about this story. About this story here, 100%. Now, Putin declares American world order is ending. A truly multipolar world has begun. So basically, you got everything that's going on in Ukraine, and this story is what happened back in July 2022. Putin told lawmakers in Russia that the dominance of the U.S. could be over soon, according to the report from Newsweek. You know, of course, we have a big superpower in NATO and things like the world security. Like we national security of the world, Craig, for the whole world, all these different cliques where we like, yo, you get down with us, we take care of y'all. Y'all get in any trouble, you know, y'all need a little money, we got you. You know, y'all need a little weapons, we got you. If y'all need something under the table, we got you too, because you already know how we get down. We play both sides of the field so that the losers, we win, and then the winners, we win. Either way, we lose, win. The United States will come out on top because they've been on both sides. So Putin was just saying that they should realize that they have already lost from the very beginning of our special military operation. He's speaking of the beginning of what's happening in what they did when they went over into Ukraine. Putin's comments reference the involvement of the United States providing support for Ukraine and putting sanctions on Russia. That's been in place for a while. This is the beginning of the transition from liberal globalist American egocentric to a true multipolar world, as he may say. Putin says the transition can no longer be stopped. The Russian president spoke out of the hostile actions of Western countries like the United States. The so-called collective West, led by the United States, had extremely aggressive towards Russia for decades. Yeah, it's always been beef when it comes to the United States and Russia. Look back in history. There's no denying that. And they're saying that it was unleashed by the very collective West, what even started this war in Ukraine, organizing and then supporting the unconstitutional army coup in Ukraine in 2014. I don't know too much about that one, just threw some shit out there. And then encouraging and justifying genocide against people in Donbass. Putin said so. You know, I'm never too shy when it comes to some bodies dropping. We'll do what we have to do. So let's not take the comments lightly that he just lying. The comments come as a report that Putin and Russia only could be beginning their military efforts over there in the Ukraine. And I've been hearing stories that came out recently due to the Ukraine intelligence saying that Putin could be battling cancer and that he was actually battling, fighting for his life while all this is going on. But who are we to really know? You know, I remember a certain blog said that the Queen had died, and it turned out that she hadn't actually died. And I remember that one time when some more blogs put out that King Jong-un was gone and his sister was in power. That turned out to not be true as well. So you can never really be too true with all these things that come from the internet. But let me know your thoughts on Putin just saying, you know what, through this war, we're going to let y'all know the West is not running stuff no more. We are out here to take the prize and create a multipolar world, when in reality, we all know nobody is truly going to create the world that we want other than the citizens themselves. Now, New Jersey middle school teacher arrested after allegedly overdosing on fentanyl in the classroom. This video is not related to it. Just so you know, the young man who we are talking about will have his photo shown in his day in N.y.a court in just a moment here. A middle school teacher in New Jersey is facing multiple drug charges after allegedly overdosing in the classroom in November. So he's supposed to be turning the history books, getting the projector going, getting the green screen popping, and he over here done shot up before the class going. School resource officer Fernando Rigo responded to a second floor classroom where a nurse was treating the teacher in front of students and gave him Narcan, a medication that can reverse an opioid overdose. So an incident happened at Roosevelt Intermediate School on November 29th, but 57-year-old Frankthompson was charged on January 5th with possession of fentanyl, possession of drug paraphernalia, and endangering the welfare of students. Because, of course, you can't be looking out for the students if that's what you got over there in your closet, my G. Investigators later found drugs and various items of drug paraphernalia in the closet in Thompson's classroom. According to the police, Thompson could not be immediately reached for a comment because he's too busy sitting with a tube down his throat or some shit like that. This is truly shameful because at the end of the day, one of them students gave that to that damn man. This 57-year-old man, Frankthompson, nah, nigga. He got that from a student somewhere, and somewhere while his ass was in there in the class, and someone please call 911. It was a nigga out there just hoping that the streets didn't make it hot on where he got it from. So you 57-year-old getting fentanyl, he not the dealer, he not the plug. It's not Snowfall. So he probably got it from running the students. Don't we all watch Power? Let's not act like this life doesn't, this TV shit doesn't mimic reality. So at the end of the day, here's a teacher who, let me get down to the picture because I ain't even gave his time to shine yet. But here we are. This man right here, you know what I'm saying? He had the loaded up. He had on the Fenty, but we ain't talking Rihanna. He had the Fenty. You feel me? Like Franklin Thompson, 57, was hit with multiple drug charges after allegedly. That's why I had to throw allegedly out there, because even though I'm reading a whole story about a man who fell out of class, it's still like allegedly. And them eyes is caught like a pistol. I ain't even finna lie. Allegedly overdosing in a middle school classroom in November. But hey, you better stop playing with them drugs before you go to, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be meeting Jesus. You feel me? But at the end of the day, I hope that everything is all right. At the end of, I hope that everything is all right. You're a middle school teacher, supposed to have been teaching. Too bad that you had other things on your mind. You gotta be more careful if that's your drug of your choosing. At the end of the day, it's the N.y.a show. Let me know what y'all think about the stories this week, and I surely will be back next week so we can talk about even more. I appreciate y'all.